So I'm at the stage of my cycle where I'm addicted to taking pregnancy tests. It is crazy. I've had to bulk buy tests from eBay because otherwise I was going to be paying someone's yearly wage in like the clear blue and all that. I have stopped using the clear blue though, just because it gave me so many false positives. Like their evaporation line, we got there, the evaporation line was so horrible on them. So I would like literally take the test and then sometimes even less than a minute later, the evaporation line was so strong it would look like a positive and I'd be like, huh. And then it got to the stage where I'm like, oh, if there's a positive on the test, I know it's faulty just because I was getting so many negatives. So I don't use them anymore. I use like all the pink dye ones now. But yeah, anyway, so this whole video is starting because I just took a pregnancy test. It was negative. I'm like, I think 10 days before my period's due anyway. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm addicted to taking them. It's so bad. But the good news is today is the 8th of June and it has officially been 8 weeks now since I had my rubella vaccine. So if I get my period today onwards, we should be good to proceed with our first cycle. Should be, apparently. Depends on if the clinic wants to throw another spanner in the works or say something else hasn't been done. But yeah, from the text message that I got a text message from them because I had to get don't know if I told you, but I had to get a blood test to make sure that the rubella antibodies were good in my system now. So here is the text message that they sent. Good morning, Carissa. Your blood test results for a rubella test have come back. The test shows that you are positive for rubella. I'm sorry, just because it's like very COVID moment at the moment. So you know, whenever you get those text messages being like, your test results for COVID have come back positive, I'm like, oh crap, I've got rubella. But yeah, I've got positive antibodies in my blood, which we already knew because I did have the rubella antibodies in my system before all of this, but let's not go down that path again. But yeah, it ended with, we are happy for you to start treatment following your 8 weeks wait post the rubella vaccine. So that text message alone, because today is officially 8 weeks since I had rubella, that text message is saying that they're happy to proceed with fertility treatments now. So I mean, last time they did say that they were happy to proceed as well, and then when I did get told that I needed to possibly consider getting the rubella vaccine again, they did say it was only 1 cycle. So I'm not holding my breath and I don't need to ring them today because I don't have a period, so this is why I'm in a good mood. But this is where we're at now. I'm at the stage of addicted to taking pregnancy tests, bulk buying off of eBay and waiting for my period to come. Oh, it's a journey, hey. Okay, I think I have a positive pregnancy test. Oh my gosh, I don't know, I might be seeing something, so I don't want to get too excited. But look at this, I'm going to show you the stick, oh my gosh. Okay, I mean, it's super faint. If it's a line and it's there, I don't know if I'm seeing things. I'm not gonna get excited. I'm not gonna get excited. I don't want to get my hopes up. I feel like it's still too early. I'm not due for a period, I think, for like 10 days. So 10 days? Next weekend? No, 7 days, sorry. So I might be too soon, and I can't stop looking at it. It's getting a little bit darker. Oh my gosh, I hope this, I don't want to get too excited. I'm getting excited. Oh my gosh, I'm getting ahead of myself. We may not have to go to the fertility specialist. Oh my gosh, can you see? Oh, there's something there, hey. There's something there. Craig's at work at the moment. He's working on a Saturday. I can't stop staring at it. It's Saturday. Oh, I'm getting excited. I'm getting too excited. I need to stop looking at it. But anyway, what was I saying? Craig's at work at the moment. It's a Saturday. He finishes at 2. And then he's gonna come home. So I'm just gonna drink some water now and then not go to the toilet until he gets home in a couple of hours, and then we'll go again. I'm getting way too excited for this, and it's so faint. Like, it's not even funny how faint this is, but look, It's getting darker. It's so faint. It's not even funny how faint that is. I'm definitely getting ahead of myself. Okay, so it is now Monday, and of course I had to take another test. It's like the line is very slightly getting darker. I need to, I think, prepare for the worst. I have an appointment tomorrow at 9 AM with the doctor. It was originally going to be 11:50, but another slot opened up, so of course I jumped onto it. This is today's test. I'm gonna have to flip the camera because I don't think it's gonna focus on that. This is today's. You can still see a very faint line. The camera is not picking it up much at all. It is definitely stronger in person. I know I keep on saying this, but we still are very early for testing. Like I said, it's Monday, period's not due till Saturday. I guess technically it's not a surprise that it hasn't gone much darker, but I'll show you it against the other ones. It's like slowly getting a little bit darker. Nothing much really to it. Yesterday I did have, I mean, I am sick at the moment, not COVID. I did do a COVID test and it was negative, so that was fun. My boobs are definitely still a little bit sore. I don't know if they're less sore than the other day or not. Yeah, that's kind of where we are. Where I have the worst luck ever. So, you know how I used my last pregnancy test this morning and I was gonna buy some more for tomorrow, right? So I went to Woolworths. They had the first response on the shelf. I was getting like that 7-pack where it's like 6+1 for free. Went to self-serve checkout, scanned it, and a huge warning comes up saying this item is on lockdown, call a team member. So I called the lady over. She had no idea what was going on, and so she's called her manager over, and it was like one of those whole, you know how you go to like self-serve checkout to do it yourself so people don't really see what you're doing. It was literally every man and his dog was coming over to these tests, and he's looked at it and he's like, oh, we've had a few like thefts lately, it could just be that it needs to be done at like the service desk and I'll come back and whatever. So he goes to the service desk and he scans it and he comes back and he's like, I'm sorry, I can't actually sell this to you. And I'm like, sorry? And he's like, yeah, there's actually a recall on them because they've been giving out false results. And so like, I can't sell it to you. He's like, but there's a chemist next door. So I went to the chemist next door, and bear in mind that every test that I've used so far has been a first response. Picked up the same first response from the shelves. I refuse to use clear blue. Like I've said, their evaporation lines are so strong it's not even funny, so I just don't use blue dyes at all. So first response was kind of my only choice there. But I went to the checkout and I'm like, hey, I just went to Woolworths, they wouldn't let me buy it because there's a recall. Do you guys know if this one's okay? And they hadn't heard of the recall, nothing was coming up on their system, so they went next door and spoke to Woolworths, and he's like, no, 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 so it's this one here that's a recall, this one here is not. But yeah, so long story short, I did some Googling in the car. Now the false result that it gives, or it gave, apparently that article, the only article I could find was from 2017, so 5 years ago, and apparently it was giving false negatives, so not false positives. But it's made me super paranoid now, of course, hasn't it? So who knows? I mean, I'm gonna have lunch and my paranoia is probably gonna make me do another test now on this good batch, because who knows if the other ones were faulty, and we'll go with that. Far out. So it is Tuesday the 14th. I've just come back from the doctors. They got me to do a blood test, as you can see. They're sending that off to Pindara and hopefully they'll have the results in 24 hours or less. I took another test this morning just because, like I said, I wanted to make sure it was still showing up, because if it wasn't, there was obviously no point to go. I really feel like I've celebrated a little bit too early with this one. I'm really starting to freak out and be a little bit paranoid that it may be another chemical pregnancy, just because the line isn't getting darker at all. So yeah, like the first test that I took obviously was on Saturday and it's now Tuesday, so that's what, yeah, 3 days, and it's just not getting darker. And I don't know if that means anything, but like this is the test from this morning. So this one's just like, I don't know, it's barely there. This is probably why you don't take tests before a missed period. This is today's, and one above it is from Saturday. So they're so faint, hey. Yeah, I guess this is where obviously it's not good to test before your missed period because things like this can happen. But then that's also where, like I said, I've been addicted to taking tests before because we have been trying for so long. I'm a bit worried about it. I don't know
The good news is, I guess, if it's not going to stay, it means I'm really close to getting my period, I guess, and we can then try with the specialist. Oh, this sucks. This is what I mean, like, I just can't get excited because I'm so worried. Like, I just feel like, I guess at the start of your trying journey, if you hadn't been waiting 2 years, like if this was at the start, I'd be so ecstatic, I'd be so over the moon. I wouldn't be thinking all these worst case scenarios, but I am, because I'm so scared. I'm not even just scared, I can't get excited. And that's why I know the other day, even, it's not that Craig couldn't get excited, he was just like, let's just wait till we find out from the doctor, let's find out this, because I know even he's a bit worried about it as well. And I might be overreacting as well, thinking worst case scenario. Like I said, my period's not due till Saturday, it's still early, but the test just doesn't look good, hey? I don't know. I kind of wish I didn't take a test and just waited until my period. Probably gonna take another test, which is probably not the best idea, but I just can't stop. I've got the worst migraine as well. I'm so congested, I've got a migraine. I went to bed yesterday at like 7:45 at night and I slept straight through until like 6:30, and I don't know if it's because I had a migraine, because when I have migraines I just feel like absolute crap, or maybe it's this, I don't know. Whew. This is seriously a journey. I'm 95% sure this is like a chemical pregnancy. I took another test and I don't even think you will be able to see the line. Even I'm struggling to see the line. Yeah, so I don't think this one is going to last, which sucks. But the good news is, I guess, I'm closer to my period. Oh, sorry. I'm never testing early again. Famous last words, we all know I will. This sucks so much. It's not fair. Maybe next time. We can't freaking win, can we? So, you know how yesterday 2 tests literally came back negative, like could not see the line at all? Craig came home last night, had a little bit of a cry with him, and he's like, you know, have you got another test? Do we go get another test and just check it? I had one sitting in the cupboard, of course. And this one's come back with a faint line as well, so over it. But I still think worst case scenario, because one, my boobs are just not sore anymore. I think the fact that there was like there's no progression in the line at all. And yeah, like, this is so frustrating. I don't know, I need to prepare for the worst. Like we all said, I was testing too early, the lines never got darker. I've had a blood test yesterday, so we'll find out anyway from the doctor, hopefully today. Yeah, I'll show you the test, like, so you can see and be like. Okay, so this is the one from last night. This was like 8:30 at night as well. As you can see, there is definitely a line there. And then the 2 that I took before that, there was like nothing showing up at all. Like, I didn't even show you guys because there was no point. It was just like it would have been a blank test for you all. So, oh my gosh. Okay, so I just got off the phone with the fertility specialist, their nurses. I thought I would call them, explain the situation, and I just wanted to find out for myself, just for my sanity. As you guys know, I'm very, at the moment, if we were able to still start this cycle, or if we were going to have to skip this cycle just because the pregnancy test came up as positive. Anyway, so long story short, she was able to log in to my blood results from her end, and she was saying that they did come up as a negative, so they were lower than a 5. So a blood test is more accurate than urine. So it looks like it was definitely another chemical. They're not worried about skipping this cycle. We're gonna start and proceed once I start my next period, which I'm actually, like, I'm not as emotional as I thought I would be, like, hearing that. I think now that I know and I don't have to pee on these sticks anymore, that's kind of a relief for me. I know where we are. Like, I know this isn't a pregnancy. I know it's not gonna proceed. Yeah, like, I'm definitely upset, but I don't have to continuously overthink everything. So My period's gonna be starting soon. We're most likely not pregnant. The blood results said no, and we can start next round, which hopefully is looking like this weekend. So that's good. And this battery needs to change, so I'm gonna end this vlog here. I feel like this vlog is probably one of its own. It didn't end up being another pregnancy, guys. Well, it didn't end up being a pregnancy, not another. So this was a journey in itself. So you guys can all go in the bin. Bye-bye. So yeah, this was definitely a confusing month, but they're all negative. Well, my blood says they're all negative. Hopefully next time it goes better. Hopefully.